Hello guys, it's Joga RMD. I am back with another episode. This time I did change the name. I initially had it as Talk RMD, but since on the rest of my social platforms on TikTok and on X, so I am on there. So if you guys want to decide to follow me on there, please feel free to. Any support is welcomed. But anyway, I decided to go back and just keep everything consistent. So getting into this match, for those who aren't aware, we faced Granada this weekend. It was an away game, and to be quite honest, there was many rumors that this squad was going to be heavily rotated. And before we do go into that, I got to say, we had a very comfortable win. Very comfortable. From the beginning to the end of the game, we were pretty much in possession. And Granada didn't make things any easier for themselves because they literally, their defense was very stuttering. They just let us score. And in this game, after freaking Wednesday, right? We would expect not to have this high of a scoring, but man, we didn't only score 1 or 2 goals, but we scored 4 goals. So, going into the lineup though, Ancelotti and the rumors, they all said it. It was all being spreaded around saying that Ancelotti was going to be rotating the squad heavily, and that is exactly what we got, except Rudiger. Rudiger is the only player in this squad and this lineup that you see that was in the starting 11 against Bayern. But that's not to say, Courtois did come back again to start, and then in the center back pairing, of course, was Rudiger and then Militao. As your right back, we had Vasquez, left back Garcia. Your midfield consisted of Ceballos, Camavinga, Modric, and in your forward lines, we had Josuelu, Brahim, and Goulet. So this was the lineup. As you can see, everything was pretty much rotated, and it made sense to do it. But as we go into the actual game, we were literally spoiled with goals. And not the opponent's goals, but of course, like I mentioned earlier, Real Madrid goals, our team. And we had 2 goals in the first half, and we also had 2 goals in the second half. But in the first half, we had 2 players who scored. One being Fran Garcia and the second one being Arda Güler. And to be quite honest, this is perfect for them. This brings their confidence up. This brings more momentum. They get more comfortable with the team and their teammates. So everything is going good. But in terms of being specific, going into the details, and I'm going to point this out with Arda Güler. Güler has now officially played 8 games, and in those 8 games, he has now scored 3. And if I remember correctly, he has scored now officially more goals than Pedri. And Pedri has played, I believe, like a total of 56 games and has only scored 2 goals. And Arda Güler has only played 8 games and scored 3. So let that sink in. Let that sink in. And now, into the second half though, we had another Brahim Diaz masterclass. This guy, if you asked me a year ago that he was going to score 12 goals and 7 assists across all competitions, if you told me that, I wouldn't have believed it. But this man, he has proved us and the fans wrong. He's gotten comfortable, he knows his role well, and he's executing everything that needs to be done and is expected of him. He's doing it all. So, with that being said, guys, full applause to this young man, Brahim Diaz, because he is going to do great things at this club. And then, can't forget about this man, Luka Modric. Probably, in my opinion, one of the best midfielders to ever graze this sport. He, again, has gotten another standing ovation by the Granada fans. And to be quite honest, I applaud this. I salute the fans, because when you have greatness in front of you, you just have to applaud it. This man is just too good. And I hope he does renew again for at least one more year. But lastly, regarding about this game, and this, I've always wanted this, but man, it's finally happened. Valverde did not play a single minute of this game. This was the first game in his 50 game streak appearance for this season, and it's finally been broken. And it's good to see it. It's relieving, because you know what, when you play this high volume of games, man, it is very hard on your body, 100%. But now, as we move away from the games, it was already said, and everyone knows this is tradition, right? But the team was going to always go to Cibeles to celebrate the La Liga title. And as you can see in this image, man, Nacho carrying that 36th La Liga trophy. And to be quite honest, it makes sense, right? The rumors are already that he's about to leave, and this is his last season. And with that being said, guys, it only makes sense, and it's the right thing, the right person to hold that trophy. He's been a great player, great utility player, knows how to fulfill his roles, right? But now, as we move on, Florentino did give a speech before the actual celebrations, and he asked this question to the children in the crowd. He said, "Who do we bring in next?" And the children all said Mbappe. And this man Florentino, he laughs. So it's not a secret, man. Mbappe's coming. It's probably the worst kept secret, but it's nice to hear. We're having a world-class player arriving. And then some more quotes that, not even quotes, but rumors actually that happened during the celebration, and it was quite breaking, was that Luka's future is actually being linked to Toni Kroos. And the reason why is, I guess the board right now want to have either one of the players stay. And the thing is, Luka is only going to stay if Toni Kroos decides to leave. But if Toni Kroos decides to stay, Luka will leave. So the crowd, for those who haven't seen the videos, the images, the live footage, actually the fans all, yelled not yelled, but they all said Luka and Kroos to stay. And then some more quotes that happened within this event was that Tchouaméni actually said that he thinks he will be ready for the UCL final, where it was said it happened unexpectedly, but apparently he wasn't going to be ready. But it looks like he will be ready. And then here, man, just some more pictures of the celebrations that happened throughout this event. We're now in 2024. Ancelotti celebrating with a cigar. He did say in his press conference he was going to celebrate with a cigar, just as he did in the La Liga title race that they won back in 2022. And then here's some more images of Vinny Bellingham celebrating another La Liga title. This is Bellingham's first La Liga title, and as expected and promised, if Bellingham joined Real Madrid, he was going to win titles. And then of course we have Modric, Alaba, and Kroos celebrating another league title for them. They have trophies, they have cabinets of trophies. But ultimately, guys, this was a good time. It was a good time. The scenes were beautiful. The live footages of all the celebrations was beautiful. And for some players, this was probably the last title that they were going to celebrate. For other players, this is going to be the first of many, right? And for others, then they're just celebrating, just continuing to collect more and more trophies. And it's all great, man. But ultimately, you just have to give a huge credit to the fans. They have been supporting us not only for many years, but they just continue to believe in this squad. The comebacks, especially, that this squad always seem to spoil us. When everything seems lost, this crowd never stops. They continue to support this team to the very end, to the very last minute. And also, I did want to add, within really some couple of hours before this event, there was some news breaking of a quote by Macron, the French president, saying that he is counting on Real Madrid to release Kylian for the Olympic Games. So there is another hint, or that's another hint. If you don't think Real Madrid is Kylian Mbappe is coming, well, it's right there. It's probably, like I mentioned, the worst kept secret. But the club does not want to actually announce his signing till after the UCL final, which makes sense. There's no need to create any distractions. Let's just keep the players focused. But as the rumors continued after the celebration, there was one rumor transfer that were being linked with, and it was quite interesting, is that Real Madrid are already planning ahead to sign Florian Wirtz in 2025-2026. And for me, he's a Bayern Leverkusen player. Very good addition. I honestly would love to see him play for Real Madrid, and to be quite honest, I believe that we can use one more midfielder to really solidify that whole midfield compartment. But guys, that is really it. For those who aren't aware, the UCL final will be held in Wembley on June 1st, so be there and be squared. And really, guys, it's been a pleasure to continue to make more videos. I did start and come from TikTok, so now I am trying to build my YouTube platform up, and I hope that anyone that comes across this can literally subscribe. It's all very, very great to and really it's an appreciative feeling. But guys, that is it. I hope you get to enjoy your weekend, and with that being said, Hala Madrid.